Welcome, everybody. This is Laura Hendrickson, and I want to thank all of you for taking the time to join us today for our first webinar. I'm the owner and marketing strategist at Open Ocean Marketing, where we create tribes, like-minded people who are raving fans. I'm here today with Michael Sebastian, who is going to share some secrets on Facebook advertising. We appreciate your support today and encourage you to share this webinar with your friends. We'll be sending out a link and some support documents to all participants. So we have Michael here. He is a paid media marketing expert. He has managed pay-per-click ads for e-commerce companies since 2008. He started West Digital last year and specializes in simplifying complex marketing strategies and sales funnels for e-commerce clients. Michael, I want to highlight some of your successes. It looks like you've managed more than $300,000 per month in average spend. You converted 25 million outbound sales to a digital marketing machine with only inbound sales, built an e-commerce platform for a client and increased revenue from 0 to 100,000 in 7 months. Wow, that's great. Less than a 12,000 ad spend. And working with clients for 3-month contracts, you have never lost a client. That's great.
Thanks, Laura. West Digital focuses on advertising through Facebook, Google, and various email platforms, mainly Infusionsoft. For the purposes of this webinar, we'll only be focusing on Facebook. We range in budgets from $2,000 to $200,000 per month in ad spend. We currently manage clients in the pool and spa space, home water surveillance, plastic distribution, fitness, book publishing, and home brewing supplies, as well as some small others.
Folks, if you have any questions, please type them into the comment box to the right. Let's get started.
Okay, guys, today we're going to cover some of the benefits of Facebook advertising, basic account setup, types of ads that you have available to you in Facebook, how to manage those ads, how to optimize your advertising, how to read the campaign analytics as and after your ads have run, and then we'll summarize everything with a few takeaway tips and a PDF download for you to take home. You might be asking why you should care about Facebook advertising. Well, it started in 2004 and has quickly grown to become one of the largest and most visited websites in the world. Facebook ads began to appear in 2006 in very small targeted areas. You most likely didn't see them until a little bit later. We began working with Facebook ads in 2011, and then we've continued to grow with them ever since. You can see here some of the statistics. 1.79 billion users on the platform, 4.9 million of those used every day with an average visit of over 20 minutes. For anybody that knows anything about advertising online, that's unheard of in any other website. 16 million local business pages have been added since 2013, which was a 100% increase from 8 million in 2012. It's just a massive platform that everybody should be paying attention to.
Okay, Mike, out of all of these, what do you believe is the most impressive?
Hands down, Laura, it's going to be the average site visit. To keep somebody on your website for 20 minutes on average, especially at the numbers that Facebook is running, is just unheard of. I can't believe it still. There are various goals and benefits of Facebook advertising for each individual and company that's using the platform, and potentially even multiple ones for each individual and company based on how many campaigns they have set up. Some of the goals include the following. You could want to increase your reach for organic audiences, go directly into product sales, just build brand awareness, create lead generation. You can do that directly through Facebook, testing a target audience, which is huge in this platform, build an audience for likes and followers. You might want engagement using call to actions to prompt behaviors, get more leads to your website, or just grow your brand in general.
That's awesome. Now, the benefits, people spend more time on social media than any other website. It's highly scalable. Targeting is the best available on any platform, including remarketing. And get this, guys, ad reach can be shared organically and dramatically increase your organic reach. Okay, it's highly visible, photos, videos, and slideshows, and of course you have strong insights and reporting. All right, welcome to Facebook advertising. Let's get some basics for the account setup, Mike.
Absolutely, Laura. Before we begin, I do want to throw a little disclaimer out there. It's important to understand that Facebook offers a variety of paths to accomplish each goal. There's no right or wrong way to do it. They all get you to the same point. Some are better for smaller companies, some are better for larger, so on and so forth. But having worked with Facebook ads for the last 6 years, I'll be discussing the path that I have found to be most efficient. If you have seen or heard of another, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that someone's doing something incorrectly. It's simply a different method. If you have questions about it, please type them in the right, and I'll be happy to address those as we go through. As far as setting up here, understanding the account structure and the reasons for each page type is important before you start, because some of the decisions that you make setting up your account are not available to be changed in the future without starting over. There's been plenty of times where I go, straight into just starting to click buttons and setting everything up within Facebook, and then I get halfway through and I realize that I don't have the right call to action button, or I don't have the right lead settings because I've selected the wrong option here. Just a little bit of terminology that we're going to go through. It's very important to distinguish between a Facebook page and a Facebook profile. Businesses, companies, and groups should have Facebook pages. People should have Facebook profiles. Keep in mind, just personal is a profile and professional is a page. That's a good way to just distinguish between the two. If you're on a page or a profile trying to figure out which is which, you can tell because pages have fans, profiles have friends. You cannot friend request a Facebook page. It's not possible. There are also a few limitations within the Facebook profile. You can only have 5,000 connections at the top end. That includes friends and page likes as well. So if I've gone through and liked 1,000 companies, I can only have 4,000 friends in addition to that. A Facebook page does not have those restrictions at all. So it's actually also in violation of Facebook terms of service to use a Facebook profile for a company. So that would require a Facebook page.
Okay, so your next step is setting up your Facebook page. Got 6 great examples here for businesses. And as you can see, all the images are fairly simple. They are clean. The logos are clean and simple, easily legible. Always remember, simple is better. What's next, Mike? I'll let you take over from here.
As you start here, guys, this is the foundation of your entire advertising campaign. I cannot stress enough, use a paper and pencil to define it before you start clicking around in Facebook. I've done this the opposite way 100 times, and even today, going on 7 years here, I mess up continuously. So having those definitions, knowing what your goals are, and so on, is critical before you just dive into Facebook. You'll find that you go back and forth quite a few times before it's 100%, even on paper, and having it clearly defined there with a pencil is hugely helpful. A couple tips: brainstorm with others to get their advice. The more time that you spend here, the more successful your ads are going to be from day one. Some things to determine before you get started, and again, I would write all these down on a piece of paper. But what pain points are you solving with your products? What is the objective of your campaign? Are you trying to get sales, lead generation, traffic, whatever? What calls to action are you planning to use? Is it learn more? Is it buy now? Is it a product carousel that is taking you directly to a product page? Where will you be sending the traffic? Are you collecting forms in Facebook? Do you have a website externally that you're using? Is it just a simple call me ad that goes to your phone? Who are you planning to show these ads to? Get a very good definition of your target market. There are 4 million people every day that are using this platform. You can pretty much select whatever you want and find the person that you're looking for. And again, the more you know here, the easier setup will be in the following steps.
So basically the outline before you write a book or your Facebook advertising. Please note, guys, there will be a PDF download with a step-by-step instructions on how to do this. You can get that after our quick Q&A. And there are things that you should definitely know the answers to before you begin getting on Facebook.
Whether you're setting up your own page or getting access to somebody else's page to manage for them, you'll need access to both the Facebook page as well as the Facebook ad account. And we'll go into specifics as to what the ad account is here shortly. Just know that there's a page advertiser role in both. That is what West Digital uses for all of their clients, if for both Facebook pages and for Facebook ad accounts. If you have one above that, you can get an editor role, you can get an admin role if you want. Some clients, I recommend not getting an admin role because there's things that only admin can do. And if you don't have that role, you could never be blamed for doing those specific items. But just keep in mind, Facebook page advertiser role works perfect for both pages and ad accounts.
Okay, so we have a question here. I already own my Facebook page and can do ads. Why do I need this?
Great question, Laura. In short, you don't. If you are the page owner, then by default, you are also the page admin and you can skip this step. The only thing that you might need in the future is if you're hiring someone to do ads for you, then they're going to need to get access to this role. So you'll have to know how to accept their request for that. But otherwise, if you're just doing ads yourself, then you're all set by being the page owner. There are a few ways to manage your ads in Facebook advertising. However, we recommend using Facebook Business Manager to access both Ads Manager, Power Editor, all your different settings, everything. It's extremely powerful. It's very simply scalable. So if you have someone that comes in the future and wants access to something, you can, in minutes, just set them up and get them the exact role that they need. It's super simple. So just a couple quick definitions. The Facebook ad account is where all of your advertising lives. It's your business settings, it's the payment settings, it's everything related to Facebook advertising falls into your Facebook ad account. Business Manager is where you would manage your ad account settings. It's just a tool for quote unquote larger businesses to scale the way that they need to. Within Business Manager, you can access both Ads Manager, Power Editors, and different settings, all of your audience, your Facebook pixel, a category of your images, everything that you need within Business Manager. Facebook Ads Manager is the oldest style of advertising with them. Since then, they've also upgraded to Power Editor. The biggest difference between the two is Ads Manager requires a page refresh after everything you do. So it's great for smaller companies. You can get much more detailed reporting and different timeline layouts within Ads Manager that you can't see within Power Editor at the moment. Power Editor, on the other hand, is good for a lot of larger companies where they've got hundreds of campaigns, hundreds of ads that are running, because you can make a lot of changes at once and then push them all in one page refresh. So they both get you to the same point as we discussed earlier. I use Power Editor for all of my changes and then Ads Manager to monitor campaign performance as I go through there. A couple more benefits of Business Manager. It clearly lets you see who has access to your pages and ad accounts and remove remove or change the permissions as you need to. And it keeps your work separate. So you can, with Business Manager, you can get access to pages and ad accounts without being friends of someone like a coworker or a client or so on. So you might not want to see or let them see exactly what you're up to on a daily basis, but still have access to their professional page so that you can do the job that you were hired to do. A couple more definitions here. Within your Facebook ad account in Business Manager, you can have you have the structure of your Facebook advertising, which is campaigns, ad sets, and ads. When setting up your campaigns, you have to keep in mind that you can only have one objective per campaign. So if your objective is complete a purchase on your website, then you would go after conversions. If your objective is to increase traffic to a blog, you would go after traffic. There's a lot of these, and we do give you a PDF download with links to these definitions at the end of the PowerPoint. The ad set determines who you show these ads to, and you can have many ad sets within the campaign, but the deciding if you're going to show these ads to 25 to 35-year-old women that live in Illinois and only like certain subjects, then versus retargeting website visitors and things like that are all set up within the ad set. With Power Editor, they're very easy to duplicate an ad set and repeat all of the ads towards a different target audience so that you can test audiences and see how they compare. As we just touched on, the campaign objective is huge. So one of the most important parts actually of setting up your ad account is defining that campaign objective. Facebook will automatically optimize the ad delivery for your account based on what type of campaign objective that you get. So if you've selected conversions and you're using your Facebook pixel, which we'll get into shortly, and you're using your Facebook pixel to monitor those conversions, then Facebook's not going to increase traffic just based on reach or clicks being high. They're going to increase traffic based on the conversions, which means that if you actually are optimizing your campaign based on clicks but have a conversion campaign objective, then something's not aligned there and you should readjust it. Some of the options that you have for campaign objectives include lead generation, brand awareness, clicks to your website, event registration, local awareness, which is awesome with Facebook, website conversions, and several more.
This is key, guys. This is where you want to figure out how to create the most conversions on your product or services offered.
All right, guys, as we discussed, the campaign objective that you choose defines the options that you have when setting up your ad sets. It's critical. I can't tell you enough. Make sure you have the right campaign objective, or else you will have to start completely over. When you get into setting up your ad sets, if you've chosen lead gen campaign objective, then you're going to have different options, different boxes that you're going to have to fill in there so that people can put their information in, versus if you click a website conversion, you're going to be required to put your Facebook pixel on your website so that you can track those, and then Facebook will optimize for that. I know that Facebook Pixel's probably got a lot of questions around it. We're going to go over it in a couple slides, how the basic installation works. If you do want to see a complete webinar on advanced Pixel installation, because it's changing a lot from Facebook, there's a lot of questions about installation, what's required, when it is, when it's not, then please write in the box to the right if you want to see another webinar on that, and we can set one up for you easily.
So what you're saying is that using a conversion campaign objective for someone trying to generate leads on Facebook wouldn't work.
That's exactly right, Laura. Lead gen campaigns give you a form within Facebook to collect leads right there on the platform without leaving the Facebook website. Conversion campaign objectives, however, make you leave Facebook and measure the conversions through Facebook Pixel on your website or your Etsy site or whatever it is that you have set up. Other objectives each come with their own settings and options, so you need to know what those are going to be before you advance. You will have to restart if you get it wrong. A company that might have some goals to sell t-shirts, generate a giant lead list, and get private Facebook messages sent to them from their customer service can do this, but they have to set up 3 different campaigns with 3 different objectives. For this example, it would be a conversion objective, a lead generation objective, and a messenger objective. All right, guys, we've mentioned the Facebook Pixel a couple of times. It does require a little bit of technical know-how. Now, you can set up an entire advertising campaign that does not require the Facebook Pixel. Lead generation is a great example. Traffic, I don't think you do. And then conversions, you definitely do, because it's going to measure which people went all the way through a conversion action, however it is you define that, on your website. Just so you know, the conversion tracking pixel is being taken away this month. They deprecated it a long time ago, but it's still been available and supported, just not for new accounts. This month, it gets deleted. So the newer Facebook pixel that's much more powerful and easier to set up and mandatory on some account setups is the only one that's available and absolutely required for those specific campaign objectives as of February of 2017. The most basic part of your Facebook pixel that's shown in this screenshot is installed in the header of your website, just like the Google Analytics tracking code. Most content management systems have plugins or built-in functionality that simply insert a unique ID and it will be installed for you. If it doesn't, it's something you're going to have to either get with your website designer, get with your IT department, or if you know how to do it, just install right before the end of your head tag. Due to the complexity of the pixel, we're not going to go much deeper than this. If you have specific questions, I'll answer them at the end. Please type them into the right. And if you guys want to see another webinar, like I said, based on just the pixel, I feel like we could talk for 3 hours just about the implementation of this. So please type it into the right. We'll be happy to set one up for you.
Okay, staying with us. We want to get into the audience and target markets. Mike, what do you got for us?
Laura, this is an awesome topic. Facebook has better audience targeting than any other platform in the history of advertising. That includes, everything. Mad Men era today, Google, it doesn't matter. Facebook's targeting is hands down the best that's available. They do this through partnerships with large data centers, and they know almost everything about everyone. I've even been told before by certain other agencies that they know how much money is in your bank account if you've put enough information about yourself online. Fortunately for advertisers, we're able to target very specific groups of people, demographics, locations, and thousands of other variables when we're trying to reach a specific group for marketing. This is great in terms of testing an audience. So if you have a product that you're trying to sell, you can put a small budget at 10 different audiences, see what bites, and then scale that appropriately.
Okay, great. Can you tell me a little bit more about lookalike audience and how they work?
Lookalike audiences are incredible. They take a list of people that is either uploaded by you or based on your Facebook or website traffic, and then creates another list of individuals that look just like them based on all of the criteria that those individuals have put into their Facebook profile and been data analyzed by the data centers. You need a minimum of 100 contacts or 100 page and site visitors in order to create the lookalike audiences. But what's great is based on those 100 people, you can get a list of somewhere between 5 and 10 million people that look just like them and market to them.
What are your best tips for narrowing your audience so you don't overspend?
That's a really great question, Laura, and everybody always has questions about their budget and making sure it doesn't go wild. What we do is take your top 10 customers, however you define those, and find them on Facebook. Make a spreadsheet of what they look like and some of their interests, hobbies, other companies that they like. And then look at the competition, like your competition, and find out the other people that are clicking and commenting on their pages and do the same thing. Once you have several key elements, age, hobbies, interests, so on and so forth, then you can use those to set up your demographics and begin testing audiences. Remember that Facebook wants your money, so it is your job to optimize your audience for the best click-through rate and conversion, whatever it is that you're factoring on, and then follow up and do the math.
As you can see, there are several types of ads that you could choose from. Got newsfeed, right column, Instagram, audience network, mobile or desktop, carousel, image, video, and slideshow. Which ones is the most effective and which ones do you recommend?
I'd say video, hands down, is the number one. Everything online is going towards video. It's more trustworthy. It's just better engaging, everything. Last year it was measured that over 100 million hours of video were watched on a daily basis with 80 billion users on various different groups. Other than that, newsfeed and page post link ads are coming in a close second. I'd say remember to start with a small budget and test and make sure you're getting some return on investment. And when starting, do not click the right side advertisement until you've gotten a lot of things going. We don't use right-hand column ads or right sides for anything other than retargeting. They do work well for retargeting, but other than that, it's just not visually organic enough to really get the traction that we're looking for. It may take a day and it may take 6 months for your advertising to be profitable. Depends on what information that you have already. If you've got an existing store and you have your demographics dialed in, you might start with that and then expand into other markets just for testing, or you might just run wild with that one group. It really depends on what your store is and what your objective is. A lot of campaigns that we have had running for years only use right-hand column for remarketing, which works well because they're so much cheaper. But again, when we're doing the initial acquisition phase, whether it's just to push them to a blog or to push them to a product purchase, we use mainly newsfeed ads in the form of video or link click. Some of them also work on Instagram. It depends on, again, if that's your market.
Wow, this is great information. Now, we have some extra resources and some great articles for more information that will be available at the end of this presentation. Let's get into the content and design.
All right, guys, this is where it starts to get exciting. You can take a little risk. You can put some fun imagery, as you can see here on this page, some eye-catching stuff. But you need to know as you go through that not all ads all display the same on every device. It gets a little bit complex in Facebook in this area, but they have a really, really good mechanism for you to be able to view each ad on its own device so you can see exactly what it's going to look like before it appears. Some parts of the Facebook ad are the headline. You can see there it says get fit in 12 weeks. That's the headline. The text goes above. You can see on both of these ads there's text above the images. That can be one word, an emoji, absolutely nothing, or pretty much a book. We have put some up that were like 3 scrolls down in length, and they performed amazing. I don't know exactly why. It kind of shocked me, but they were doing great. The numbers, didn't lie. So the newsfeed link description is just under the headline there. You can put anything you want there. A lot of people put the requests, so they're asking them to do something with that line right there. The image, video, slideshow, or carousel, self-explanatory, that's the pictures in these ads. The call to action button is a drop down on Facebook that will change based on your campaign objective. You can see here it says shop now on the left and learn more on the right. And then you have the website URL and the display URL. The website URL is actually what you're writing in, or what you're linking that ad to. So when they click on learn more, where do they go? That is the website URL. The display URL is what you see on the bottom there in gray, and that could be different than the website URL. It does have to have the same domain. So if you're leading them to 123.com, it has to start with 123.com, but it doesn't necessarily have to have all of the parameters that are in the website URL.
All right, getting into ad structure. Not all ads are the same. Some types have other features, and some placements do not show all of the features. If you're looking at these 2 particular ones, I just wanted to call out the first line up there, refresh your spring style with cheerful color and pretty patterns. It grabs your attention. It's a short call to action. Otherwise, you can use a full description, bullet points, elaborate everything they get with what they're buying. So you can use it with either option. Usually with your images, you want to show results. You got positive people, good vibes, or you could solve the problem or the pain somebody's having. So that's always an option. Again, the description line, get fit in 12 weeks, get to the point. And also, just so you know, the learn more button is the most clicked out of all of them. Using words like you and your can make it more relatable, as well as new and now are also good. Do your research. There's a ton of information out there.
One of the things to keep in mind before you're designing your ad, especially before you run your ad, is what is your winning criteria? Putting an ad out there and then looking at all the numbers that come back and trying to decide if it's winning or losing is extremely difficult after the fact, because you're going to see great reach, great click-through rate, great clicks, great, low cost per click, and you're going to be really excited, but there's going to be 0 conversions. Whereas there'll be another ad that was triple the cost per click, but got 5 conversions, and the ROI on that one was exponentially greater because it got some conversions. One of the most beneficial pieces of advice that I ever got, and I actually got it from my dad when I was quitting a job when I was 22, is know the criteria of what will win before you walk in. I would have been in a bad spot had I not known that. Went in to put in my 2 weeks, and the owner came back with another offer, which I never would have expected, and it blew through the winning criteria that I had. So there was no decision to be made. So when you guys are setting ads up, create small hypotheses and say, if this ad performs in this way, we're going to keep it. If it does not, we're going to scrap it and create a new one.
Okay, so I did some research and I just thought I'd throw this in because, sometimes you just don't get it right. As you can see, scary, angry, offensive, sexual, busy stuff just doesn't cut it, depending on the feedback of what you want, of course. Ultimate tip, use an expert.
This slide shows some of the numbers that we typically watch. Again, it's hard to say concretely this works in every business because it doesn't. If you're going for impressions on a blog so that you can advertise on that blog and make money on those ads, then conversions don't really matter as much. Maybe click-through rate is what you're looking for. For us, some of the biggest numbers that we're looking for are reach, click-through rate, clicks, and cost per click. If those are in line, then we're typically good. We typically see the conversions follow, and we can track everything through the different platforms that we have set up here. And a lot of times you'll see those come hand in hand. Facebook does a really good job at optimizing. So if all of a sudden the click-through rate goes up on one, they're going to expand the reach. And if it stays that way, then typically the cost per click is naturally going to be very low, because it is something that people are engaging with. Facebook wants to show it to them. They want to make sure that you are not scared away by a high cost per click and turn the ad off. So Facebook's objective is to keep everybody happy on the platform and interested in the relevant topics. They don't want to advertise pink high heels to me, because that's not something that I wear, whereas hiking boots would be more relevant and keep me on the Facebook platform as a happy customer.
Thanks, Mike. All right, we're looking here at the numbers, the stats, and the analytics. Tell me, Mike, what are the averages and numbers to hit or beat on a normal basis?
This is a great topic, Laura. It's difficult to say across all industries. Everything that I read tells me that the average click-through rate for Facebook is between 1 and 5. We usually see campaigns start off just over 1, but we have a lot of campaigns that are extremely better than that and running between 7 and 18%. It depends. The more highly targeted campaigns that you can create, the better click-through rate you're going to see. Whereas if you're just hitting women between the age of 18 and 50 in the United States, your click-through rate's probably going to be much lower. Average cost per click is recorded to be between 45 cents and 62 cents, which is pretty much in line with what we're looking at. When we have a click-through rate with when we have a campaign with an amazing click-through rate, we tend to see that go a little bit below 45 cents. As we said in the previous slide, just to get, Facebook wants to keep those users engaged. Reach and clicks is 100% dependent on the audience and the ads that you create. If there's not an alignment, those are going to be extremely low. If there is an alignment between the audience and the ads that you're making, then that's just going to go through the roof naturally. You could have a reach of 10 million and 0 clicks, or a reach of 150 clicks, depending on how you structure the ads and audiences. If it's the latter, please come work for me. All right, guys, this is getting in a little bit to the advanced section, which we're going to cover briefly. If there's a huge demand, we'll do a whole nother webinar on one of these parts, but they get extremely complex extremely quickly. They're also very, very good for your campaigns, because the more effort and energy that you can put into this, dealing with the complexities, the better your campaigns are going to run and be measured. But you can set up within Facebook custom audiences and custom conversions. I'm going to go over conversions first. I think they're exciting, and then we'll get into audiences. But basically, you define what a conversion is on your website, and you could have 15 different conversions on one page if that's what it is you are looking for. Typical conversions that you see are product purchases, downloads, maybe follow through the cycle of a sales funnel, or clicks from an email back to the page. Just depends on what it is you're trying to measure. Facebook allows you, through coding with the Facebook Pixel, to measure each of those. So if you're trying to measure a click on a certain button to download a PDF, or the number of downloads that you get, or any level in that process, Facebook does allow you to report that and optimize on that within their platform. As far as audiences go, it's pretty much the same availability. It's huge. You can create audiences from a website. You can create audiences from a specific page of a website, or a specific sequence of pages on a website. You can create audiences from who's visited and who's liked your Facebook page, who's engaged with your Facebook page, from who's used an app, from who's viewed videos on your Facebook page, or videos from your ads. And then you can use conversions from various platforms offline and import those as well. It gets, I say complex, but the options are just endless with Facebook. So you kind of pick which ones are going to be beneficial to you, and then figure out the best way to go implementing those, and watch everything grow as you do it.
Wow, that's great. You know, there's a lot of information here, and just wanted to give you this slide to kind of have some basic steps to remember. Foundation, foundation, foundation. Yeah, just make sure that you get that high level brainstorming, those actions and objectives are very clear. Your strategy is on point. Stay organized. Make your ad sets and your ads relate to those conversions that you want. Build out those campaigns and build your audience. And don't be afraid to do some testing, A/B testing, and then optimize. Be a business person, cut out that stuff that's not working immediately and really boost the stuff that is. So you want to know your numbers, where you started, how your ads are performing, success tracking. Know what your options are and who your resources are in regards to asking questions. You can always give us a call. Work that plan and save time, keep messages with your brand, build your awareness and engagement, and use your resources wisely. All right, so we're at the end here, and we've got a little bit of a process we go through for each person. So initially we go through a meeting, discovery, trying to really hone in on what your goals and objectives are, what you'd like to see as conversions, and what your call to actions are. And we'll do the full setup on this package. So even if you're starting from ground up, we can do that. Or if you have an existing Facebook account, we can make sure that the ad manager is in place and everything is all lined up for you to be doing Facebook advertising. This is basically a 2-month package where we will consult with you and work with you in regards to setting up that first round of ads. If you need a landing page for the particular conversion that you want, we can help you set that up. But ultimately, you get 2 months of setup, running the ads, managing them, learning how to know the numbers and know how to have success with Facebook advertising. Mike, do you have any comments you want to add to our presentation?
I think we're good. If there's no questions, I think we're good to go.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate you being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time.